everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm talking about an Ascension Diet. That means what do you eat when you are having these energy shifts and your vibration is rising, you're embodying your Ascension energy, you're shifting dimensions. Does your diet change? Well, it does, and it does organically. Now, I have been through it all, okay? We can eat raw, right? We can eat paleo. We can do macrobiotics. We can do the blood type diet. We can be vegan or vegetarian, and the list goes on. The thing is, though, these books have to do with someone else's awareness. The key to the Ascension Diet is you and your awareness. Hey guys, this is Rebecca here. We are going to remember our greatness together. We're diving deep so we can rise high today, all about eating and food and diet during this ascension journey. Now, there are probably 4 things that I really want to go over here tonight. The first one is the gradual shift that you will feel in your vibration and your diet. And number 2 is which diet is just the right one. Number 3 is going to be 2 tools that are really important to use when you're trying to figure out what to eat. And number 4 is some external factors. How do they play in with how to eat during this ascension time? So the first thing I want to talk about is the natural shift. So a lot of us have started our eating and our dieting journey by going on a diet, right? By saying, oh, this is the program I'm going to use. I'm going to do this diet. And that's fun and that's good. And Lord knows I have a ton of things on my refrigerator. The lists go on, do eat, don't eat kind of thing. But honestly, as your vibration raises, you will naturally be guided to or be drawn to different foods. The first thing you'll probably not really want or won't, your taste buds will start being no more. Is it just processed food or fast food, like McDonald's and SpaghettiOs. Those things just won't taste good anymore. You won't need willpower. You won't need to be really disciplined. The thing is, you just won't want to eat them. So as your vibration rises, so does your palate, if you will. You'll want more things kind of the earth. You'll want things that are whole foods and grains. And so those type of things you don't have to worry about because you have this gradual shift. The other thing with the Ascension Diet is you'll notice that you may not need as much food. A lot of times we are eating to fill a void. We're feeding ourselves to numb something out. Well, when you are raising your vibration, things are leaving, right? And you are gaining this love of self. So when you're raising your vibration, there's a lot of personal growth that's happening. We're shedding a lot of these old things, and we're really shining the flashlight on ourselves and beginning to like ourselves. So all that emotional and mental eating actually doesn't really happen anymore. And when we don't need food for that, we actually notice that we actually don't need as much food. So really, what we need is about this much per meal, whatever's in your hand. So if you put your hand in a cup like this, that's how much food should be on your plate. That's all we really need. As your vibration starts to raise, not only will you reach for whole foods, but you'll also be reaching for less food. The other thing that happens with your Ascension Diet is your body starts to really let you know. So sometimes the flavor of foods and our association with comfort sometimes mask the awareness about whether we should or shouldn't eat it. So a lot of times our body will let us know. So the next day, you may have really puffy eyes, right? You might be really bloated or gassy. These type of things will let you know that food is not working for you. So when it comes to your Ascension diet, the most important thing is your awareness and your communion with your body. So we're going to go to number 2 now. So what diet should you be on? And I would have to say no diet at all. All of these are someone else's awareness. So really what the Ascension Diet's all about is raising your vibration, growing your awareness, communing with your body, and becoming aware of what it wants in 10-second increments. All right, so your body might want something that you haven't eaten in a really long time. But because of a certain energy shift or something that's coming through, your body might just really be craving it and want it. Would you be willing to give it to your body? So raising our vibration and embodying ascension energy is all about living and reaching for different timelines and living in different realities in every 10 seconds. So you basically can destroy and uncreate your reality every 10 seconds. So when you're eating, you can do that as well. So you want to ask every 10 seconds, like, we hungry yet? You know, what's going on here? Do we want food? Do we want a salad? Do we want something sweet? Do we want something salty? Do I want something hearty? Does my body want protein? So basically, you're going to go on a diet of questioning. You're going to commune with your body and ask your body lots of questions. And in those questions, you're going to gain awareness about what to eat next. So that's basically the diet. So it's good to know, it's good to have these cookbooks, and it's good to know different ways of eating and different ways to prepare food, because that can fuel the next question for what your body may want. So I did say I would give you 2 tools. So one of them is really communing with your body and asking questions. You know, and the awareness is going to come in different ways for everybody, but this is how the awareness comes to me. So I asked myself, do we want breakfast today? And my body said yes. So I see a yes in my mind's eye, and I feel an expansion when my body's excited and wants something. And when I see a no, and my body kind of contracts, that means it doesn't want that. That's not a match in this moment, in this 10 seconds. So I got the answer that it did want to eat this morning. Usually I do intermittent fasting, and I don't eat till about 11:30 or 12. But lately, with the change of season, and I'm going to get into that later, my body's been wanting to eat earlier. So I asked, do you want a shake? No. Did you want eggs? No. So basically all my body wanted was a cup of detox tea and a green apple slices. And so that was it. And then I went off to work and did some music, but by just asking a few questions, body, do you want food right now? Yes. What do you want something hearty or small? Small. Okay. Do you want just an apple? And honestly, it's amazing how your body gives you this yes and no awareness. It's pretty cool. And you'll have your own way. It may show up the way that I just talked about, or it may show up a little differently, but it'll be your awareness. Okay, the other tool is applied kinesiology. It's muscle testing. So say I got this sweet potato here, and be like, all right, body, do we want a sweet potato for dinner? You know, you put this right next to your belly, and you say, would this contribute to you today? And if it's a yes, you'll move forward. And if it's a no, you'll move backwards. And so that's just a really simple way of doing muscle testing. You can also do it with your fingers, but it's kind of hard to hold the food while you're testing with your fingers. So I really like this forward and back. It works for me. So muscle testing, and then just your awareness from your body. So asking your body questions. These are 2 imperative tools in the Ascension Diet. All right. So number 4, remember I said the change of seasons. These is like external factors that kind of affect us. So extra stress or low vibration or season change, right? All these things can start to shift what we eat and when we eat. So for example, I just came through summer doing intermittent fasting. And now that the weather's shifting, my body's wanting to eat a little earlier. So I'm just going with it until my body says it doesn't want to. Now, that's generalized. So what I've really been doing though is tuning in every morning, every afternoon, and every night to see if my body wants a nutritional contribution. That's what I like to think of it as these days. It's a nutritional contribution. All right, so of course, I do just eat for fun too. Like if we're downstairs watching a movie and we want to make popcorn, I just sometimes eat the popcorn. And if I tuned in and my body usually doesn't like to eat popcorn, and I really wanted to honor my body, I would just go get some almonds or maybe a cup of tea, something it would want more than just, buttered popcorn. So your Ascension Diet is really going to be up to you. It's really going to be up to you to really commune with your body and start listening to its cues physically, but also on an energetic basis too. Now with physically, some of the signs you might see are extra mucus, okay, gas, indigestion, constipation, breakouts. This is all indicators that a food or the way you're eating isn't working anymore, okay? And you may have certain things in your life that help you recognize that. So I have been a singer for a long time, and when I first started singing and performing, when I got that extra mucus, I was working at an Italian restaurant. I was eating tons of cheese and pasta and like wheat, and I was getting a lot of like that mucus in the back of your throat. And I would get up on stage and perform, and the mucus would drop and I would go off key because of that mucus, and I didn't know how to sing around that quite yet. And so that was something that was so uncomfortable to me, to be in front of an audience and have that happen to my voice. I cut out dairy and wheat, and it was not a problem because it was more important to me to be able to sing in front of a group of people than it was to eat that stuff. So what you'll start to notice is that as you raise your vibration, your vibration and your highest consciousness may be more important than the taste of the food. And that's just what gradually happens. I remember a story a yogi told me about practicing yoga, and he was like, I'm not vegetarian, I smoke cigarettes, do I need to stop that before I keep coming to yoga? And the yogi was just like, you know what? Keep practicing yoga, keep eating the way you're eating, and keep smoking, and eventually your practice will guide you to stop, and you'll want to stop. But if you stop certain foods or lifestyle things before you get the awareness on your own to stop, it's more like discipline or willpower, and it's usually just, you usually fall back off the wagon. So it's not real helpful to do it that way. The best way to change a lifestyle habit and a food habit and a diet habit is to grow your own awareness around making a different choice. So as you ascend and raise your vibration, you may start to notice that, I don't really want the mac and cheese anymore, right? I'm really craving a spinach salad, right? That kind of thing, and just go with it. And then there's times like, a Coca-Cola is going to be a contribution. I remember I was in a training a few years ago. It was called Access Consciousness, and I was in all these high-level trainings, and we were doing so much processing, energetic processing, and our brain processing, and I remember in that class they would have Cokes and they would have potato chips, and at that moment a Coca-Cola and potato chips was so good. Like, my body wanted the salt and my body really wanted the sugar and the Coke. And I was so expanded in that class that food really just was such a contribution. Now, just drinking a Coke, just because it worked during that class and it really fed me in that moment, doesn't mean that I went and got a 6-pack of Coca-Cola and kept it in my house and had one every day. It's just that at that moment in that class, it was really a contribution. And every once in a while, when I'm doing a lot of brain processing and energetic shifting, yeah, like a soda tastes so good, and I don't need to drink a lot of it. Like, I'll have like half of one and then it feels just fine. Now, you'll also notice with your ascension eating that you may just want a bite of something. Like, your body's asking for like a dessert and it just wants one bite. It just wants to experience it, and that's fine. So don't deprive yourself. Live the juiciness of being in a body. That's the beauty of bringing this ascension energy into a body, that we still get to have the senses. We still get to live a sensual life at a very high vibration. So have fun with it. And last thing I want to talk about is, how do we transform the energy of our food right on our plate, right? So you have amazing high vibe energy coming out of your hands. Put your hands over your food and kind of zap it some high frequency energy, and you can ask, I'm just asking for my energy to detox my food so that there's nothing harmful that's entering my body, or that everything that I put in my mouth and I consume is going to light up every cell of my body. And just place your hands over your food, and or just have gratitude. Just speak gratitude right into the food. That food looks solid, but it really isn't. It's just space and vibration, right? It's vibrating matter. So you can shift the frequency of your food too. That's pretty cool, huh? So every time I eat, I just put my hands over my food and just say, may every morsel of this food light up every cell and space of my being. That's what I say, something like that. So you can raise the vibration of your food and detox it, and then see what happens. But so the moral of this whole video is, follow your awareness. The Ascension Diet is all about following your awareness for your body. And that is going to change. So making absolutes and saying, I'm going to eat this way for a month, guys, we are on a trajectory that is so fast right now. So you are in different realities every day, every hour. Really allow yourself to have that fast shift. Really ask your body every hour, every time you want to grab some food, ask your body, is this a contribution? And try to get out of your head around the absolutes of like, I can have this, I can't have that. You'll start to notice as you raise your vibration that certain food allergies aren't happening, that you can have a bite of something, things are just shifting. And then if you really want to have a meal that's just very sensual, eat whatever you want, raise the vibration of it, and then in the next minute just like destroy and uncreate all that. So it's like, the Ascension Diet is not about being strict and disciplined. It's about following the energy. It's about following your awareness. And you'll usually be guided to whole foods, but you'll also be guided to something that you just want to experience because it's the only thing you can experience within this reality with a body. So have at it. And most likely you'll only take 1 or 2 bites, and then just that will be enough for you. So how was this for you? Please put any questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer them and continue the conversation. I have been playing with diet and eating and this kind of stuff for about 30 years. So please, I'm happy to share whatever awareness I've come to with this stuff. But ultimately, it's your awareness that's going to guide you with your diet. So, beautiful people, have a wonderful evening, and be sure to subscribe, like, and click that bell. I'd so appreciate that. Namaste.